Are you making this mistake with Dark Packs? In this series, I'm going to teach you how to use each Chaos Space Marine unit more effectively. My misuse of Dark Packs has sometimes cost me games. So, first of all, what is Dark Packs? So, Dark Packs are the Chaos Space Marines army rule. So, if your army faction is Heretic Astartes, you can make Dark Packs. So, every time you're selected to shoot or fight, so this includes things like Overwatch, but not things like Fight on Death, then you can choose to do a Dark Pact. You don't have to, but you can choose to. And you can either get lethal hits or sustained hits. So when I say choose, a lot of time you do not need to make a Dark Pact. People sometimes Dark Pact for everything, and that is a mistake. I used to Dark Pact all the time. The amount of Forge Fiends I've blown up, I even blew up a Forge Fiend one turn, failed 3 hazardous, and its Dark Pact killed it first turn. I also have lost tournament games by Dark Pacting when I didn't need to, trying to be greedy for the extra damage, when all I needed to do was just do enough damage and keep my unit in there. Classic example, managed to get onto my opponent's home objective with the remainder of an Accursed Cultist blob, failed my Dark Pact, killed the last of the Accursed Cultists, meaning that my unit lost its Feel No Pain and its Invulnerable Save. So obviously the Dark Commune was slaughtered in the round of combat. But yeah, more on that another day. So after you've declared that you're going to use a Dark Pact when your unit selected to shoot a fight, you have to take a leadership test. Okay, this is a leadership test and not a battle shock test. So anything that affects battle shock test does not affect. Okay, anything that affects leadership, like for example, Chaos Knights or anything similar, it does affect your Dark Pact roll. You can re-roll Dark Pacts if you fail them with any Chaos Space Marine units that contain an icon, which is very handy. If you fail that leadership test and you don't have a reroll, or you fail the reroll, then your unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. So this damage is taken before you do your attacks. Okay, so you select your unit to fight, you do Dark Pact, pass or fail, you still get your benefit. So regardless, you can then choose lethal or sustained hits, but you might have one less model in order to make those attacks. So you also get the Curse of the Dark Gods in your army rule. So this is just that you can have Khorne Berserkers, Rubik Marines, Plague Marines, Noise Marines as part of your army. They will gain the Heretic Astartes keyword, meaning that they have access to your stratagems and are not counted as allies, but because they do not have the keyword Dark Pacts, they cannot do Dark Pacts. I mean, rubrics, they don't really need it anyway because you're generally going to be taking the flamers, so you're not going to be rolling for hits. Plague Marines have got lethal hits built in anyway. Most of the weapons, Noise Marine, Berserkers, yeah, they could do, it could be handy, but you cannot use Dark Pacts with them. You can only take up to 250 in a 1,000 point a game, 500 in a 2,000, and 750 in a 3,000 plus game. So which sort of situations would I use Dark Pact? So again, I always try and use a Dark Pact if I need to with a unit that can reroll, because chances are you will pass if you fail. If you fail the first Dark Pact, you'll pass the second one with your icon. Also on big units where it's not that big of a deal, you know, a 12 wound tank might take a Dark Pact, even taking a bit of risk, that's fine. Units that have got multiple wounds, so maybe like Chosen Terminators, might take a Dark Pact, take a risk, because chances are I'm not going to lose a model. Sometimes when my unit is low on numbers, I will not take a Dark Pact just because I do not want to kill that unit and I do not want to weaken it any further. Also a good example is using Dark Pacts for one of your vehicles that has a Warpsmith, because he can just heal them right back up. Or even in certain detachments, there are ways to heal up your units. And then finally, if you need lethal hits on high toughness targets, then go for it. If you need lots of attacks, extra sustain to take out a horde unit, then go for it. But if you're already wounding fairly well and your attack should be enough to take out the unit, then why risk a Dark Pact? Yes, I know you're Chaos Space Marines, go for it, do it for the Dark Gods, but when you're playing at a decent standard at tournaments, that can cost you the game by losing models unnecessarily. So think wisely whether you need to take a Dark Pact. Most times you'll go for it anyway, especially if you can reroll with your icon, but also sometimes the best choice is not to Dark Pact.